So what do we have next? We have exploration, as we do with pretty much anywhere in the game except for high sec, because is it even worth doing exploration in high sec? I've never done it myself. I can't expect that you'd get much in the way of rewards. But anyway, let's not go too far off of topic. NPCs can and will defend some of the sites. I have had sites with NPCs actively defending them, and it's probably best described as half a small anomaly when it comes to the number of NPCs there. So they can still be quite tough. If you're exploring in a Magnate Covert Ops or a Magnate Explorer or any of the other basic frigates, you're probably going to have an impossible time killing off these rats. You're most likely going to find yourself just speeding the hell out of there and then just warping off and cloaking up and coming back in something bigger to clear the rats. If you don't have a station to dock up in the area, to be able to swap into a PvE ship, clear them, come back in an exploration ship and open all the containers, it's not going to be worth doing it. So if you want to do exploration in Cobalt Edge and you don't have anywhere to dock up and reship, you're going to want to go in something a bit more bulky, like let's say the Stratios. There's a reason why the cost of the Stratios and the demand for it went sky high shortly after Cobalt Edge dropped. Because of that. It is one of the few only viable ships to do exploration in Cobalt Edge. Yes, there are other ships that you can do exploration with in there, but the Stratios is just hands down the best. So, yeah, Magnates are a bit of a no-no in Cobalt Edge. Yes, you can use them, but you're not really going to get far with them. Moving along, we have the analyzers and decoders, assuming I got the names right when I was typing this up at work during my break time. When you are trying to open these containers inside of Cobalt Edge, the odds of them actually being able for you to open and loot are a lot lower. Now, it doesn't actually affect the odds on your modules. As I understand it, the odds are always the same. It's the fact that you get fewer attempts. As you'll see in this video at some point, you're probably going to see that you start off with one of them at maybe 4 or 5 attempts. 4 or 5 attempts isn't much, and if you're particularly unlucky, you can get through an entire site without being able to open a single container because they all go boom on you. That's not happened to me yet. I've only had a few go boom on me with 553 skills. Or maybe 554, I don't know. I think it's 553 still for this particular character, but I probably need to raise it a little bit and maybe invest in the nanocore to get the success rate up a little bit higher. Also worth noting, when you're slow boating between these different containers, you are vulnerable. Anybody can swoop in and attack you. So what you'll notice me doing occasionally in this video is cloaking up whilst I'm slow boating between containers, because I tend to run an afterburner, not a micro warp drive. Because as you'll see in the video, I'm running I think it's the Voyage nanocore. It's the one where you've got that micro jump drive, ejector button, whatever you call it, that gives yourself a temporary speed boost. So whenever I activate that, I'm going to be assuming that I'm scrambled and the micro warp drive's not working. So I'll be pairing that with the afterburner that I have fitted instead as the quick getaway to get out of scramble range to then be able to warp away and cloak. Again, I don't know why I explained that just then because that's kind of unrelated, but hey ho, feel free to share your experiences in the comments section because I seem to be doing a fair bit of that in this ramble video. So moving on, one thing that is worth noting about exploration, anywhere else in the game you can go and explore as much as you want. You could explore a system, a constellation, an entire region. You get to really explore. Only thing is, in Cobalt Edge, you'll have a single constellation of, what, maybe 7 or 8 systems, depending on which constellation you've gotten into. Once you've fully explored that constellation, that's it until the end of the hour. when the spawns reset and you have the chance of more spawning in that constellation. The only thing you can do then is leave the constellation, go back into low-sec, and find another entry point into a different constellation. So there's not much you can do for exploration inside of Cobalt Edge, which is kind of, it can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you like short-form content and you only log in for 20 to 30 minutes at a time, then it's not really a problem for you, because you can explore that entire constellation in that time and run a couple of sites. But if you're wanting to go and explore for 2 hours straight, Cobalt Edge might not be the best place for you.